So, hi, my name is Ariana, and today we'll be going over narrowing your research topic, another Schroeder Library workshop. So, I'm gonna add one more person. So, the first step to narrowing your topic is you have to first pick a topic. However, it is also important to be open to change as you start to research your topic and maybe decide that there's either not enough research or too much research, and then the topic kind of evolves from there, depending on where the research takes you. So, as you're picking your topic, you want to make sure it's something that is of interest to you, depending on whether this is a master's dissertation or just a smaller class paper. You may be with this topic for a very long time, or maybe it's not a long time, but maybe it evolves into something else of a bigger paper. So make sure it's something that will be able to interest you for the duration that you're going to be working on this topic. It should be something that is original, that you can kind of contribute to the scholarly discussion on. It should also meet the criteria for your assignment, depending on, again, if this is a master's level uh, course assignment or if this is a undergraduate assignment. Those are going to have different criteria, and you want to make sure you're meeting the criteria that your professor assigned. And it's also important that it be possible to research. Um, it may be a fascinating topic, but if you can't find enough sources on it and sources that meet the criteria for your assignment, it may not be a good fit for your research at this point in time. So next, when picking your topic, if you're not familiar with the topic you're looking into, it can be super helpful to start looking up references material on the subject. This can include websites, encyclopedias, class notes, or themes that came up in class discussions. At this stage in the research, I really like to look at Wikipedia if you're just looking for an overarching overview of the topic to kind of get a better idea. This isn't a site that you want to cite in your paper or research, but it can be great for just kind of getting an introductory overview of the topic that you're looking into to get a better idea of if it's a topic that's actually going to be able to interest you for the duration that you're going to be researching it. Uh, Another thing to consider are what are some controversies or points of debate for your topic. Maybe you want to look into AI, for example, and the automated or the they're sort of tools for creation of materials. One big controversy on that right now is who owns the copyright? Does the copyright belong with the AI algorithm, or is it with the person who plugged in the variables into the algorithm? That would be an example of a sort of controversy happening right now in one point of interest that, as an example. Another thing is you want to think of your topic like a chapter in a book. It's not going to cover everything from the entire book, but it'll cover that specific topic. Um, so you want to make sure you can adequately cover the material that you've chosen to write about within the length of your paper or assignment. So some things to avoid are not having a concrete topic. While you want to be open to change, you do want to have a general idea of what you're looking for and have it evolve into a more concrete topic as you begin your research and figure out what's out there, what are your resources. Another thing to avoid is having a topic with too many parts. Sometimes you only have a set number of pages or words that you are allowed to use within your assignment. And so you want to make sure that you can adequately cover the material to the point where is appropriate for your level of uh, your study within without having to just gloss over half a dozen points because you didn't have enough pages or words in terms of your word count to be able to adequately cover them at the level that is expected. Um, Another thing you want to avoid is questions that are too difficult to research. This can especially be on things that are a little bit newer. Um, there may be a super interesting topic that you want to research, but you may just not be able to find any research on it, especially not peer reviewed, because again, these research is still happening and ongoing. And so just kind of taking that into consideration as you're picking your topic. Um, Another thing to avoid is having a question that is too broad to answer within your assignment limitations. This we kind of covered in the topic with too many parts of you want to make sure it's sufficiently defined to be able to adequately cover what you are trying to cover within your assignment criteria. So once you have your topic, another way to kind of help decide whether or not you need to narrow it or perhaps make it more broad is to start doing your research, which can be done using Boolean operators. These help define the logical relationships between the terms in your search to allow you to better communicate with the different databases what you're trying to search. These Boolean operators consist of the words and, or and not. They can be used in any order to create either a very broad or a very narrow search, depending on where you are in your research. So and is a word that's going to combine search terms. As you've figured out your topic, you're going to pick out the most general terms and then find some synonyms from there. And then you'll piece them together using these of maybe you want to look up research on travel and you want the travel to be specific to European travel. So you could do travel and Europe, which would help find results that have both these, not just travel or just Europe, but have both those in the terms. Another option you can use is or. This is a great one for synonyms. For example, maybe we wanted to do searching for research on college experience. There's lots of different terms. Some people call it a college, some people call it a university. That's a great opportunity for us to use that or to help expand our research to find all the different terms that researchers may have used while doing their research and their publications. Lastly, you also have the term not. If you're searching for an item and it's bringing back a whole bunch of results that are just not quite what you're looking for, you can add that term not in. The example we have here is television not cable. If you're looking for research on television shows, but not necessarily cable television, you could use that not. Example I like a little bit better is if you're looking for research on Vikings, looking for more Nordic Vikings historically, but it keeps bringing back the football team, the Vikings. You could say Vikings, not football, or any other results as, again, you're doing your own research. So in addition to these Boolean operators, you can also use parentheses to help nest queries within terms if you want to use it all on the same line. This will be able to help the database better understand what you're trying to ask and not just be piecing the individual pieces together, but know that this is a piece and this is a piece and piecing them together. For our example here being mouse or rat and trap. So that way, using those parentheses around the mouse and rat helps us know that the trap is going to either one of them. It's not mouse or rat trap, it's mouse trap or rat trap. So that way you can find the articles or resources you're looking for. Um, just kind of like in math as well, the same basic concept of using parentheses so that it knows to carry it over to both sides of the equation. Lastly, we have truncation. Truncation, also called stemming, is a technique that can broaden your search to include various word endings or spellings. This can also be great if you have a general idea of the spelling, but you're maybe not quite sure at that ending part, or if you're doing research that there's just so many different words and variations. For example, if you wanted to search math, you could do math and then the little asterisk, which is going to be used in truncation to accomplish both math, maths, mathematical, mathematic equations, all those different variations of that underterm of math. And again, we use kind of that root word and then the truncation symbol, which is the little asterisk. And then we have our examples again of child, asterisk, which will accomplish child, child's, children, children's, childhood, all those different variations. So let's go ahead and do an example search to end our workshop. I'm going to hop over to EBSCO from our library webpage. And for now, we're just going to go ahead and select all. And let's say for this example, we're looking for activities for teaching strategies and methods for disabled, disabilities, or disability for students in middle school, junior high, 7th or 8th grade. So we could type in activit, and then we'll use that truncation symbol so it can get all those different variations. And then we'll add our next term of teaching strategies or teaching methods. And then we want to add one more term for that middle school limiter. And we're also going to say we want it to be peer reviewed and within 2008 to 2023, just to make sure we're getting a little bit more relevant research that's more recent. So from here, we'll go ahead and hit search. And from here, we can kind of search through this one. Because we added them right away, it's probably a little bit too narrow or adequately narrow, again, depending on the level, because we only have 102 resources. So that might be one where if we just started with 2, for example, the activities and teaching strategies / teaching methods, we could go into that next of adding a sort of population. And then from there, even narrow down that population further to get to the specific criteria that we're looking for. But that is the basics of narrowing your search terms. Are there any questions? If not, I'll go ahead and end the workshop here. And after I stop recording, I'll go ahead and stay on for a few extra minutes for anyone who has any additional questions.